Welcome to a Mastering the Marketplace video. You can find more videos, hands-on labs, and example code at this URL, aka.ms/mastering the marketplace.
All right, let's talk about generalization and capture. So as you guys know, by doing the lab, you build a VM, you put some software on it, and your VM is running. You can test it. Nila did. It's just that in her case, it's a web browser, so a web server, which now you open your browser and you can point your browser to it and test, make sure that the application is running. So that's your intellectual property. And it could be a web server, it could be some machine learning system. So it's your IP, right? So now we're gonna talk about capturing, right, that intellectual property and making it generic enough so your customers who are gonna be deploying the environment can then deploy it on their environment without having your own publisher data involved. Okay, so we go back into that VM that we generated, right? Now, we have two different paths, right? We have a VM just like Anita show us a Linux machine and a Windows machine, right? So for Linux, if you go for the path that you're going to deploy a Linux machine, there are going to be some agents that has to be installed, right? For both of them, right? So in the Linux case, we have the WA agent, right? This is mandatory to have it in the environment. And then you have a sysprep for Windows. So those are the agents that gets in the system to make sure that your VM is compliant, right? Those, the sysprep in the case removes all the profiles from the machine. So if you have a user called, Julio, then by doing sysprep -generalize, it will remove all my profile information. So when a customer deploys it, it looks like a brand new out-of-the-box VM. But in this case, we have application, your intellectual property deploy, right? And then once we remove the profile information from the VM, right, we leave the intellectual property there. Then we can create the Linux OS image or the Windows OS image that then will be pushed into the marketplace, right? Submitted to the marketplace for the customer to purchase, right? As we create those images, right, they need to go somewhere, right? So the images that are created by publishers, just like any enterprise, when they have image that they want to replicate it for the different computer nodes and things like that, they end up in something called the shared image gallery, right? And the shared image gallery, as you take these images for these VMs, they're going to have something called the image definition, right? And the image definition, what they do is they describe which OS, right, is this image for, and you can add additional information about why this image is created. So when you have an image definition, right, you're going to have a version attached to it. That's how well, this is the first iteration or the second iteration of the VM. And these iterations, right, of this image definition of these images get tagged to it. So when you get published, you can then use that as part of your VM plan. So you can say, okay, this VM plan is version 1.0, and technically you point that to your image version 1.0, right? And then from there, from the image gallery, then you can then publish it, like I said, attach to your plan, and then submit it to the marketplace.
Thank you for joining us for another video from Mastering the Marketplace, the learning library where technologists go to get their offer on the Microsoft Marketplace. For more videos, hands-on labs, and sample code, find us at aka.ms/mastering the marketplace.